There's Heather's arch nemesis right there. That is a big squirrel too. Hey, what are you doing? She's got two kids that come over here, climb the feeder the same way. They'll get up there and they'll hang upside down by their bottom feet and then eat with their hands. It's going to be a long day. It's smoking day. Got 25 pounds of deer sticks mixed with 25% beef. I squeeze those out of a stuffer, one row at a time. It took a long time, and hopefully it's worth the effort. These are skinless, so they do not have a casing on the outside of them. That is what took so long. Whiskey. Pretty good flavor with these things. While those chips soak, I'm going to tell you what I've done to this thing. I went to Menards and got some pegboard hooks. And these used to go straight across. But I wanted something a little more secure to hold the rack in place. This smoker, it just so happens, I mean, the whole side has holes all the way down to here. And these hooks with the stabilizer that's welded to the hook spaced out exactly to those holes. It's kind of a good deal. These are cookie cooling sheets. They do have a coating on them, which is going to be okay in here because this thing does not reach rarely over 200 degrees. I got it to 230 last time I used it, and I'm probably not going to run it that hot today because these are thinner, skinnier sticks. I'm hoping this doesn't take real long to cook these things. I also figured out that the reason this thing won't ever reach temp is the way that these tabs on these vents are bent. They're bent in the wrong location. So no matter what, I'll get them unstuck here. So no matter what, when they were closed, fully closed, was always like that far open. So I reformed the tab. Now they're about 100% closed. So I can reach a higher temp with that. I got a half an hour for those chips to soak, so I got to start putting meat on these trays. So there's what they look like when they come out of the tube. They're pretty delicate right now. But there is a bunch of them. And I've got another pan just like this. So the whole idea was to stick them just like this. I've already got them cut to length, so when I go to bag them, I don't have to cut them. That's all that stuff's done. And what I need to do is see how many I can get on these things. So I can get about 30 on each rack, which should work pretty good. I am noticing, and I knew this would happen, you know, these up here are nice and round, and these are these are getting squished, which I figured was going to happen. It's the weight of everything on top smashing these. I'm probably going to have to reform the complete bottom row. Like I'm trying to do it with these here, and it's working, but I'm not really one for appearance. I mean, yeah, if they look fantastic, that's great, nice and round. I don't care. I'm going to put it in my mouth, and it's not going to be round as soon as I put it in my mouth. It does not matter to me. Oh man, I'm thirsty. These smell like bourbon. Oh my gosh. Kind of want to put one in my mouth and chew on it for a little while. Just a piece of advice. Put your probe in one of the sticks in the back before you get the whole tray in there. It's really difficult. These sticks are so skinny. They're the size of my finger. They're so skinny. Yeah, it's difficult. So that's one whole tub. So that's 8.5 trays. I think the other tub might have a few more in it. I really don't want to put anything on the bottom one yet. I want to see if this rack burns. And that top one might burn. I don't know yet. We're going to find out. This is experimental. So this should be around 12 pounds of meat. 12 and a half. I could get 20 pounds of stuffed sticks in here by the way I used to do it, by hanging them from the very top. Because those skins on those stuffed ones, the skin wants to peel off after you thaw them out when you freeze them. It's kind of gross. It's really annoying. Imagine chewing on a candy bar with the wrapper still on it. It's not a pleasant situation. So we'll give this a whirl and see if this is a pass or a fail. And I am looking for an internal temp of 165 on the meat. Yeah, so the meat right now is at 46 degrees. And the ambient temp is 55. This temp gauge, always wrong. Always wrong. I shut my vents and get it rolling. The next step is going to be to wash out that tub, because I'm going to need it to put those sticks in and get them in the cooler so they can cool off quick. Time for breakfast. I gotta make bags now. Lots and lots of bags. Here's the cooking racks that I bought. Got them at Walmart, of course. They were $10 for 2. Here's the peg hooks that I bought at Menards. This is what they look like originally. And they were only around $2 a box for 8. These things here, I could not find anything the exact size that it needed to be. So on this rack, this piece of wire that goes all the way around the outside edge of the rack, at some point on the end of the rack, you can see the end wire is spot welded. That's the end that you want to cut off to length, because that is a very weak spot. The other end of the rack, it's one solid wire going clear around the rack, and then it's spot welded. Cut off the end that has the spot weld, and then your rack will be a lot stronger. I opened the vents a little bit. It says the internal temp of the meat is 165. And the temp in the cabinet is starting to drop. These haven't been in there that long. They're pretty thin sticks. I want to open the door, but I really don't want to, because I I don't think they're ready. They're gonna need some time. We got the whiskey smoke going on. We got the Canadian wildfire smoke going on. Yeah, it's a Canadian whiskey smoke. Okay, so these are not gonna turn as dark as something in a casing. But these have been at 165 or above for 2 hours now. And I'm telling you, they taste pretty dang good. I've tried to get them darker. What you don't want to do is overcook them and kill them and have them just be dried out. It's a bad deal when that happens. So these are at the point right now where all the fat is, it's kind of melted in the meat, and there's a lot in the pan in the bottom of the smoker, but they're not going to get dark. The ends are starting to burn. I could let them go a little bit longer, but right now they're fully safe to eat. I see the ends are getting dry. Probably not going to need lunch today. I wonder how many of these are actually going to make it into the bag. So we still got some residual smoke. Most of it's water vapor. The very top rack is starting to burn. I tried a piece out of this rack here. The edges are kind of burned. That's expected. They're not burned clear through, but they're going to be pretty dry. This stuff in the middle here, it's done. I'm kind of happy with it. I knew that I was going to get the results that I got on the sides and the very top. That bottom would have been smoked for sure, but that's all fat that has come out of that meat. And when I do my deer, it is 90-10. The cheese is looking good. You got to use high temp cheese. Comes diced in little cubes. The sticks. These racks work good. These non-stick racks. They're coming right off just like they're supposed to. So I'm going to get these cooled down. I'm going to get them in bags. And I got to get the next batch rolling. So when I'm talking about burned, this right here is beyond done. And this was on an outside edge towards the top. And you see how dry that meat is in there? And then this here was an outside edge at the bottom. And that thing is toast. I'm still going to eat it though, just because I can. It tastes the same, but it's really, really dry. I would say probably 95% of it turned out really, really good. You're always going to have some burn sides. You know, this was a side one. I wish I had a fan in that thing. I'll get this thing plugged in. I got to get them other ones loaded and start rolling. There they are. 10 sticks in a bag. 2 stacks of 10, that's 200. 210. 220. Those are pretty crispy. I know I've eaten at least 20 of these things. I'm almost stuffed. They're so easy to eat. These are really crispy, but still doable. They'd be good on a fishing trip or deer hunting or something. And these are the ones along the side. They're just completely void of any moisture. Just the grease on the outside showing up. I was figuring 280 sticks out of that. And I got about 240. I've eaten 20. And I've got those and these left over. So yeah. The next batch is going to be scary because that smoker is completely full. So I don't know what's going on there. We'll see how it does. So on this next batch, I went out and I pulled all the side pieces, the top row and the very bottom row, and I forgot one on the side. This one was in there the whole time. My helper is just finishing up.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
We are.
So this here will have 500 in it. 500 sticks. We had 21 that got burned and 3 that didn't quite make it out of the smoker. Fell down by the grease tray. So I don't know if I said it, but these were squeezed out of a 21 millimeter tube. Well, for 21 millimeter casings. And they pretty much stayed true to size, but they did shrink, and they will. They shrunk maybe a quarter to a half inch in length, and I don't know, in circumference. Not very much in circumference, it's weird. But yeah, they came to temp quick. With the whiskey wood chips, I probably won't do cheese again because I can't really taste the cheese. It tastes like whiskey. So, whiskey and pepper, imagine that. But yeah, they're pretty good. Give it a try. Thanks for watching.